In this video, I'm going to show you how an administrator would execute a secure wipe using FirmGuard. For those not familiar, SecureWipe is a FirmGuard feature used to remotely erase an endpoint. What you see here is the FirmGuard dashboard with 10 total endpoints, and I'm going to go in and specifically pick on this Dell Optiplex 7010. And you'll see there's a variety of information about the endpoint, but I'm going to focus in on the Secure Wipe tab here. When I click on that, you'll notice there are two distinct drives in this particular endpoint. There's one at the bottom here that has multiple partitions, and then there's this Micron one here, which doesn't have the information because that's already been erased. I'll get back to that shortly. But let's imagine for a moment that we wanted to wipe this specific drive. We would then, of course, click on it, select Wipe Drive, and then the first decision we have to make is which specific algorithm we want to use to erase it. By default, we show you the recommended one, but that could certainly be overridden. You could use a variety of different options here. There's some military ones, some international ones, British, Canadian, German. And one reason you might override the recommended one is because if you had a client that had a specific compliance need, for example, if they needed to have a US DoD algorithm used for wiping. But in our case, we'll just go with the default ATA Secure Erase, and we'll click on Erase. And that's going to bring up this scary looking dialog box, which of course we present because this is a destructive action. And we don't want someone to just go click, click, click and accidentally erase a drive. So you of course have to type in the word confirm. And then the final decision you have to make is, do I want to do this wipe immediately? Or do I want to schedule it out sometime in the future? In this particular case, I won't do the wipe, but clearly if I clicked on confirm, the wipe would start. But let me cancel out of here and get back to this Micron drive, which we talked about a moment ago. And if you notice, we have a certificate available. It's called a Certificate of Erasure. And you might not be familiar, but there are essentially three ways a wipe can be performed. Now, the simplest is what's known as a Windows reset. But of course, that's not a very effective method because it leaves some data on the drive, which is easily recoverable. So it really only works if you need to do a very basic factory reset. Now, there's the other extreme, which would be to physically destroy the drive by, for example, shredding it, which will certainly work. But of course, that's very expensive, time-consuming, and also the drive is no longer usable. So we believe that Secure Wipe is the happy medium because it allows you to continue to use the endpoint. So you could recycle it, donate it, sell it, that sort of thing. And also, it's a relatively inexpensive method because it can be done remotely, and therefore the endpoint never has to leave the client side. But perhaps most importantly is the fact that there's no data that's recoverable. And you get this certificate of erasure, which provides proof of what occurred. And this is really important for compliance, and many clients will require it. As you can see here, it provides very detailed information about the wipe, including the endpoint name, the specific drive, erase method, serial number, and the like. So we certainly hope that you found this video helpful and that you'll start doing secure wipes of your own in the near future.